Hello, welcome to another episode in the Python programming series. So in this video, we'll be considering mathematical operators. With your integer and floating point numbers, you can perform some basic mathematical operations. You can actually perform whatever mathematical operation you want, but in this video, we'll be considering these basic mathematical operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. We also have this double division, which is like flooring the result of a floating point number, and then we have this double multiplication, which we perform an exponential function. Right, so let's first consider the first one. We can print our output. Our print statement is our beloved function in this series. So we have print. You can perform 2 plus 2. That's a simple mathematical operation. Okay, so 2 plus 2 is going to give you 4. That is for addition. Okay, for subtraction, so you can say 5 minus 2, that's going to give you 3. And that again, so we have 3. You can comment this out. So this was subtraction. The next one, we have multiplication. 5 multiplied by 2, that is going to be 10. Let's run that. What we have? We have 10. Okay. So, and division, you can say 12 divided by, let's comment this, let's comment it. So 12 divided by 2 is going to give you 6. You get that right. If you run our code, so we are going to have a 6 as 12 divided by 2. Okay. So rather than having 6, we have 6.0. That is to tell you that division operations will always return floating point number, unlike others that will return integer. So division will always return float, even though the divisor and the dividends will always go in each other perfectly, just like we have 12 and 2. 2 will perfectly divide 12 in 6 places, but in Python, division operation will always give you floating point number, so we have 6.0, and that leads us to this double division symbol. This double division symbol will always return integer for you in such a way that it will return only the whole number part, whatever decimal digits after the decimal point will be taken away. So for 12, double divided by 2 is going to give you perfect 6. It's going to return an integer for you, so you have 6, but you should be careful in using this, because for example, if you have 12 divided by 5, normally it is not a perfect number. It is not a perfect whole number that is going to give you a float. So 12 divided by 5 is going to give you 2.4. But if you use the double division sign, it's going to return an integer in that it will cut out this 0.4 out of it, and it will return just 2. So if we run that, what do we have? We have 2. So you should be careful in using this. So there are cases that you need that function, but just take note that it doesn't round up, it just flood the number. It returns the lowest nearest whole number. Okay, so after that we have a double multiplication, which is symbol for exponent. Let me comment this out, so we can as well print this. Let me uncomment this, so we can say 2 exponent of 3. So the meaning of this is 2 raised to the power of 3. That is 2 times 2 times 2, and that is going to give you 8. That is the function of double multiplication symbol. It is symbol for exponents. You get that by typing your multiplication symbol twice. Okay, so 2 exponent 4 is going to give you 16. That is 2 times 2 in 4 places. So you have 16. Alright, so you can say 3 exponent 4. What is that? That is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. That is 81. Okay, so those are the basic mathematical operators we have. Before we go, I want to show you something. Whenever you are performing mathematical operations, especially when you have more than a single mathematical operator, you should always take note that these operators, they have their level of priority. You know, in your high school mathematics, you have some people use BODMAS, some people use PEMDAS. They are also applicable in situations like this. Some use these formats, while some use PEMDAS. Alright, so BODMAS goes by bracket of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction, while PEMDAS goes with parentheses, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So the example, for example, let's say you want to perform, let me print this. So let's say you want to perform a 9 divided by 3 minus 1 times 4 plus 2, okay, plus 2 times 4 plus 2. Okay, so we have these arithmetic operations, we have these mathematical operations. So to perform operations like this, you should take note that it follows these rules of, so you have bracket of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So you have division and multiplication before addition and subtraction. Even though division and multiplication, they have the same level of priority. Just like in this formula, you have division before multiplication, and in this you have multiplication before division. It doesn't mean that one of them is correct or one of them is wrong. Both division and multiplication, they have the same level of priority in mathematical operations, and addition and subtraction, they have the same level of priority. So the one that takes precedence is always the one at the leftmost side. So like in this operation, you have division and you have multiplication. Both of them has the same level of priority, but just as you can see, division here comes before multiplication, in that division is at the leftmost side of the operation. So that means we are going to take this into consideration first before taking this into consideration. So to perform this now, 9 divided by 3 is going to give you 9 divided by 3 is going to give you 3. That means we have 3 minus 1 times 4, then plus 2. So next we are going to then multiply 1 and 4, which is multiplication that comes before addition or subtraction. So that means we are going to have 1 multiplied by 4 is going to be 4. So that means we are going to have 3 minus 4, then plus 2. Okay, so now we are left with addition and subtraction. Subtraction and addition. If you look at these formulas, we have addition before subtraction. It doesn't mean that addition has higher priority than subtraction. Both of them has the same level of priority, but the one that comes first will always take precedence, the one at the leftmost side. So that means 3 minus 4 is going to give you negative 1. And that means we have negative 1 plus 2. And negative 1 plus 2 is going to give you 1. So that means the result of this mathematical operation is going to give you 1. So we can as well run that, but we are not going to have 1 as an integer. We are going to have 1.0 because we have a division operation here. And remember that your division operator will always return a floating point number. Alright, so let's run that. What we have. Okay, so we have 1.0 as our result. Let's rearrange these mathematical operators and see what we have as our result. So this one gives us 1.0 as the answer. Okay, so we can, let me comment this out, comment that out with hash. Okay, so we can rearrange this and say 9 minus 3 divided by 1 multiplied by 4 plus 2. So what are you going to have as a result? You can pause the video and calculate that before we run the code. Okay, so what do you get? Let's see if you're actually correct. If we run that, what do we have as our answer? We have negative 1.0 as our answer. Okay, and how do we get that? So we know that division and multiplication, they have the same priority, but we take into consideration the one at the leftmost side. We first take this into consideration. That means 3 divided by 1 is going to give you what? That's going to give you 3. So it means we have 9 minus 3 times 4 plus 2. So we have 3 times 4. That's going to give you 12. So we are going to be left with 9 minus 12 plus 2. And 9 minus 12 is going to give you negative 3. Negative 3 plus 2 is going to give you negative 1. That is why we have this negative 1.0. Okay, so you can play around this. You can change the operators as you like. You can say this is multiplication. You can say this is division. Then you can say this is addition. Okay, so if you run this, what do we have? We have 29.25. You can as well calculate that out the way we calculated others. Okay, so that's that about mathematical operators. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next lesson.